Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, looks like it's working. All right, this is one of my other channels here, and hopefully I typed it correctly. Yes. Right now we're going to do a live stream on one of my channels. This is just one of the 5 channels I got. This is a channel I haven't really worked on, called Hank Tyrone from the 404. And I'm going to make this kind of like my Twitch, my X-Plane channel. This will be for X-Plane. Might rename this channel something with X-Plane in the future, but we're actually going to be recording an actual live flight that I'll be making using plane12, and this is the new plane12 using my computer. So we got the settings already set in. We're going to now just get started. We're going to go with the standard flight, and that's going to be a general aviation. I'm going to use my Cessna plane. I've got so many different types of actual aircraft. I love the Air Labs Cessna 172 SP paid wear, which has so many different flights. We're going to go with this JA393 Alpha. That'll be what we'll use today to fly. So weight, balance, and fuel. We'll make sure we check all that. I want to make sure I maximize the total weight, so I'm going to move the payload down first. Maximize the weight all the way to the total number of gallons that we get. That'll be 1,980 pounds, which gives us 5 hours of flight time on normal cruise. 5 hours is perfect. And then I'm going to add me as a pilot and my weight, that it will be what I officially am at. Hallelujah. Say about 256. That's where I'm at. I'm losing weight. I'm working hard on it. And that means that I still got a little bit of grade that I can add an extra person in. I personally, in real life, would never fly with someone because, number one, these are general aviation. A lot of accidents happen in general aviation. So the smartest thing for me is to not fly with family. If we're going to fly, we're going to fly a big old airliner, okay? There's a higher chance of safety in an airliner. There's a lower chance of safety in a general aviation aircraft. So many people have died because husband had their wife or their kids and they're flying from one town to another town thinking that they just won because they got themselves a nice little plane. They're stupid because they're dead and they weren't supposed to die. But when that plane hits, the odds of me dying is pretty much 100%. That's why it's so important for us to do our checklist, for us to do everything we're supposed to do, so that we can have A and B and C plans. So you're going to see me do all the preparations for flying from KATL, Atlanta, all the way to Jacksonville, where I used to live. And of course, I got 5 hours to fly. So technically, I can fly anywhere in 5 hours. So I might change and go to a different location, but we're going to decide that in a sec. We got to do our sim brief in a minute. So let's look at bag A. Let's say our bag A is about 55 pounds. And our bag B is another 55 pounds. So that's two bags, pretty 100 pounds. And I have no passengers in the back. So, because I have no kids. And so we're going to do that to 0. And then that to 0. And then our co-pilot weighs 0. And I weigh 250. So that's just me. So the total payload weight is going to be roughly 361 pounds. And that puts my gravity at plus 3.5 inches. It does that automatically for you. It actually weights the weight and the balance. It's really cool. You know, the mathematics behind all that. It's got to be crazy. So then it asks us for shiftable weight. Don't know if I go down, and I will probably say shiftable weight go 0. I don't know why that should be around 0. Holdover time, I like 240 minutes just in case. Have the maximum amount of holdover time just in case we have to need it. So right now we got 5 hours and 57 minutes of total flight time, and then we're going. So we're gonna lock that in. Now, based on the time zone, I'm going to track real world time, so it matches where the actual time is outside at 8:50 a.m. We're going to also use actual real world weather. So we'll click download weather. It's going to now give us the weather based upon how it is right now. And it's clear. So as you can speak, the weather outside is clear as I'm looking at the sky. And on my X-plane it's clear. So we are pretty awesome. But if it was snowing outside, it'll be snowing here. But of course, sometimes if you got a GA aircraft, you don't fly in the snow. I'm not stupid. I mean, come on, man. The odds of dying are higher in a GA aircraft. You only got one propeller. The thing goes out. There's no backup. Okay. So now we're going to go to Hartsville, Jackson. We're going to find General Air Tran hangar. We're already in it. And we can go zoom down and we can look at that hangar. It should tell us in a second where that's at. Right over here. And we're now going to hit confirm. Everything is set up. We have no failures. The great thing about this particular setup of this plane is that it's really for pilots. It's got a great checklist. It covers all the main sections of the Cessna 172, and you basically have literally you can follow the checklist like you would in real life. The more you practice, like the more you become a real pilot, and that's the thing I love about this game compared to using other ones. Now, of course, X-plane, they like to fly the aircrafts, and you can buy the big aircrafts, and I think that it's great. I do, but everything I think builds off the flying general aviation. So as I go to ground school and as I go to air school, and as I get my study taken, the X-plane is phenomenal. What things you need to study for passing an exam. And again, for playing around, you can play around with taking off for a big airliner and stuff like that. If you want to fly around the world, and that's great. You just want to fly at 30,000, 40,000 feet and live up there and fly around the world fine. It kind of gets boring after a while. You know, it's on autopilot flying, and then you just land. Reality is much more deeper than that. It's about, issues, failures. And so really what X-plane is about is failures. Get a failure and then recover from it. And that's the thing that I'm not ready to go to yet. I'm not at that level, but that is where it's at. So now we're getting ready to put airport factor. So here comes airport factor. As you can see, they're available for my Airfoil Labs. So it's kind of cool that you'll see me update my Airfoil Labs that I'm using right now. And that's the XP Digital 140. So they've tweaked it some. And so we click on this second one, and we go update. And it says if it's running, please load another aircraft. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to load another aircraft like this lane car, and we'll start a new flight. Then we'll go update that plane. So, and then we'll reset it up again to run it again. There's so many planes that you can run. I mean, every could be a new plane, which means you got forever. And more than just flying, it's about actual working the planes. So we're gonna close this. We're going to click on Update and Fix. It should now let me update. And each plane is different, and each plane is pretty cool. But I want to fly the Airfoil Labs. Airfoil Labs is the standard. It's the standard. All right, it's going to be another 55 megs. We get next. We have to accept the EULA. Get next. It's going to update this. Hit next. And now we see what's new. Fuel consumption bug fixed. Glass fogging reintroduced. Oh wow, wasn't there before. Minor bugs fixed, and they have a cam bug fixed. So that's it. And so that closes that. So now once that closes, I have to wait for it to close. A little delay. It says it's up to date. Hit quit. Now we go back to flight. And we go into picking my plane again, which, of course, as I just said, it should be this one right here. That's the 1.41 beta. There's a 1.9, and I don't know why, but I like this digital one. The other one is not digital. So we're going to now start the new flight with the new aircraft. And again, flying the regular way is the way you'll do it when you fly for real, but for play, I mean, for now, I want to be able to become IFR rated and be able to fly in clouds. And again, it's tough flying in aviation pilot. And there's a storm coming. It's a regular cloudy day and there's no storms. It's okay to fly. It's okay. So it says, one or more issues were found in the sound bank. Please check the log for more details. So they have an issue in the heater sound stream. Right? Now, I don't know what's going on. Let's close this. Look like somebody died. This is what happens if a bird strikes your craft. It simulates all of that, like if someone struck your craft and something like that. Now the question I'm asking is, why am I seeing that? So let's go back to Air4 Labs Product Manager. Make sure that my 1.9, that's what, I was flying the 1.4. Yeah, it says up to date. So why is it acting like that? I don't know. That's weird. So let's go back to flight, customize. We're going to all right, look like somebody's sending me an email. Someone liked my post. That's good. I'm not sure. Let's start a new flight. As I am videotaping this, kind of live streaming it, you get to see some things. So here's a problem with this aircraft. Haven't really been on here. See log for more details. I have to go look up that. That's another aircraft I never flown. Pretty amazing. I won't be flying it. Let's go back to my Cessna digital. Hartsville Jackson, start new flight. And start over again. Not about friendship, Tim Store. You're the minister. All right, one of the issues I found with this sound bank, it says event ground heater fan. So we're gonna have to go look for fixing this sound bank. So I gotta look it up, but just update it. And so X-plane 12 air All right. There it is right there. F-mod sound issue. It's November. Right. Heater fan. Man, I should have never updated it. Yeah, he said I tried everything and still not working. Oh, wow. That pissed you off. Here's what they're saying right here. There's some type of issue with the heater fan. And the guy's saying that, hey, man, I can't even fly the aircraft. And he's right. He's on the Ubuntu. He posts this. I'm on Windows P and I can't fly mine. He says I regret buying the aircraft. I was enjoying mine. So I just made this update. It just sits there not being used. And of course you can do this is all the options setting. You just say I'm pretty pissed off right now. And nobody responded. And this guy responded. No. He said, launch the Air Force product manager and X-Plane before launching X-Plane 12. Should now work. Launch the Air Force Labs product manager in the start menu before launching X-Plane 12. Okay, so let's do just that. All right, so we're going to close this. We're going to close this. And we're going to launch we're going to close X-Plane completely. And you'll see my main screen. And then we're going to launch, there should be an Air Force product manager in my start menu. So I type in up at the top here, AIRFOIL, and there it is. You saw it? So you click on that. And now we're going to run it. I'm going to run this again. I'm going to do an update. And you get to calculate the requirements. And let it go through the process again. And there it says, they found 6 kilobits. The download size is 1 kilobit. So now we're going to go hit this. We're going to update that 1 little kilobit. And it looks like they got a bug fixed. Scroll down to the bottom. You got to scroll down to the bottom before we can hit next. And there's nothing else. That's it. There's no next. We hit close. And now it says quit. So now we run X-Plane now. And let's see if that fixes the problem. It should. It should. It says, so I did not do that. I was doing the product manager while X-Plane was on. And maybe it didn't update the file with all the data. Only thing I can say about X-Plane is that the airports, yeah, you got to buy extra airports, and you can buy different airports around the country. You heard that right there? There's a program that's doing some checks before it even starts. I have some extra software that I've bought that I have paid to have installed. Airport Navigraph system, which is phenomenal. And it allows you to see the airport and see it like Navigraph, except the difference is that the airports they look more like an older version of a plane instead of the new version. So now we'll go back, and like I said, after flying the big jets, I am like ready to go back to the single engine and go at 79 knots. Instead of being at 220 knots, I'm ready for 79. Let's go back to the weight and balance and fuels. Look and see what we got. Everything's the same. Okay, 000, 50 to 100 pounds of baggage. No shiftable weight. I don't know why they keep that there and the whole overtime. Okay, so 5 hours and 47 minutes is good. Now let's see if it start. If we get the plane should already have the actual security number saved. So all it should have been was just an update. It should just be a quick update. That's my phone with a message. Let's see what's this. There are a lot of jobs. I didn't realize this, but there's a lot of companies firing people right now, and I didn't realize I'm being fired too. At the same time, a lot of people around the country being fired. They were talking about firing 12,000 people and giving 12,000 people several top tech firms. People saying that a recession's coming. I believe them. I mean, they weren't lying. I think the astronauts want a recession to come after we just had the COVID pandemic for 3 years, which angers the heck out of us. So my engine, of course, requires a $1,000 computer, but I did not buy one when I had all the extra available on my credit card like a dumb, you know what. I wasted my money. Oh, it's working now. All right. Now it says Air 4 Labs. Now it gives me the introduction. Yes. Now it's giving me the official. I get to see it running the way the Air 4 Labs has it set up. And there's different things you could do just to have it set up. And the first thing of all things is frames per second. It crashed. So you just saw right there that something running caused it to crash. I don't know if that's X-plane. I don't know what, but it just crashed. So we fixed the issue that we had with the X-plane not working. But the problem was that you just saw that even though I'm running this blog, and that must be taking virtual memory, it also may be too much for X-plane to run simultaneously. So if this crashed again, I will have to stop videotaping this with the StreamYard. But I think I should have enough RAM. But again, this is basically testing out my computer to its maximum peak to be able to see what is the limitations of this $3,000 device. There's obviously a limitation with it, and you kind of finding out that playing a video game or a flight simulator is a limitation. In the name of Jesus. So, the good news is that we fixed the problem all by running the product manager with the X-plane closed and with it open, and that fixed it. I'm so glad that you looked it up on YouTube and Google, and it gave you the answer instantaneously. So now, hopefully, I may not be able to do the video. I may have to stop doing this live stream. But at least you get a chance to see the live stream. Let's try it one more time. Flying was that when you take off in a Cessna, you must push that yoke forward so that it keeps the front end of the plane down. Because if not, the front is gonna raise, and then you're gonna lose the ability to control the aircraft, and the aircraft's gonna go to the right or to the left and stuff like that. Yeah. Don't say that today. We're relaxing today. Movies. We're relaxing today. Please. Oh wow. 1 frame, 2 frames, 11, 10.